So here I was, beginning of 2024, working out intuitively my business plan and what is my theme for the year. And my theme for the year is simplicity, fun, adventure, and ease, right? But I know that when you choose something like that, then its counterpart is definitely going to rear its head and show itself to you. So what happened to me on Tuesday at about 11 o'clock at night, I had been sleeping already for an hour and a half because, don't judge me, I go to bed at 9:30 because I wake up at 4:30. And there'd been a thunderstorm the night before, and my dog, who doesn't sleep in the bedroom, was frightened. So I opened the door and I let her in. And instead of her going to lie on the dog bed, which is next to my husband's side of the bed, well out of the way, she decided to sprawl across the next to where I lie, on my side of the bed. And I got up to go to the loo thinking I was awake, and obviously I wasn't awake because I'd forgotten the dog was there. I fell over the dog. I hit the deck, but I also banged the back of my head right here, right on the back of my third eye, against a sort of like a table come chest affair that's on the bed at the foot of my bed. And I split my scalp open. So I just remember banging my head really hard. Obviously that woke me up. And, clutching my head. And when I took my hand away, it was full of blood. Luckily, I've got so much hair, right? So the hair absorbed most of the blood. My husband checked to make sure that I wasn't concussed. He got woken up because he wouldn't realize what was going on. The dog was yelping. Fortunately, she wasn't hurt. It was a big dog, right? And I wasn't concussed. We managed to stop the bleeding. I stayed awake for an hour to make sure that I didn't have any kind of concussion because you're not supposed to go to sleep then. And eventually, I went back to sleep. And for a couple of days, I was like, what the actual was that all about, right? Because I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe that accidents or injuries are coincidence, just like I don't believe that disease is a coincidence. I believe that it is organized and it's feedback. The body is always trying to get us back to equilibrium. And so I know that the mind often lies, but the body never does. And I spent a bit of time just mulling this over. And eventually I did some energy healing on myself. And eventually I did an intuitive process. And what I came up with, what was obvious was, I was getting a clap on the back of my head, which was a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call when you hurt yourself like that, especially when you get an injury to your head. And especially when it's right in the midline of the body, because the midline of the body, that's where the primary energy center that keeps everything going runs. It runs up the back and down the front along the midline of the body. And it connects us to our spirit. It connects us to the source of life itself. And when you injure yourself there, it means something, right? Okay, so this is the feedback I got. The feedback was, it's a wake-up call. You better wake the fuck up, Loretta. I was like, what am I supposed to wake up to? Well, I have to wake up to the fact that I need to probably slow down. And I was like, I don't understand. My theme has been simplicity and ease. And actually, I think I've been in a really good mental space. I haven't felt particularly pressured or particularly anxious or particularly rushed. And I think I have been slowed right down. Well, the truth is, that wasn't true. My mind was telling me one thing. My body gave me the truth. So the point I'm trying to make here is what I learned from this whole thing is that actually I wasn't nearly slowing down as much as I thought I was. I was saying I'm looking for simplicity and ease, but I was doing the same things I've always done, which is go balls to the wall, have a million things going on at the same time. And normally I'm hugely energized by that, but it also makes me hugely anxious and overwhelmed, and I end up working too hard and I end up burning myself out. So that bump on the back of the head literally was a wake-up call. Now, you might say, Loretta, that's about bullshit. You tripped over the dog and you accidentally hit your head. As I told you, I don't believe that disease is ever bullshit. And yes, a knock on the back of the head may be an accident or an injury, but it is still part of the grand organized design in this universe. And so that's the paradigm that I choose to operate in. I choose to believe that it's organized. And I choose to not believe that when I get the message, it's a message. Whenever I get feedback from my body and whenever I work with a client, whatever disease, process, or label they have, it's feedback that is trying to get them back to the truth of what actually is going on in their lives. And so if you are interested in that idea, if you're interested in taking your power back from the idea that disease or accidents or injuries are just random, it's just shit that happens to you and there's nothing you can do about it, it actually leaves you powerless and at the mercy of forces that you can't regulate or control, that's okay. I choose not to believe that. I choose not to operate in that paradigm. And if you would like to learn how you can actually start accessing this information from your body, the only part of your being that is only ever in the present moment. It cannot be in the past. It cannot be in the future. It's the part of you that is constantly feeding back what's going on unconsciously. Because consciously, I would have told you before I had this accident that I was taking it easy and I was making time to rest and I was doing the self-care and I was taking care of my nutrition. I was doing all of that. But the truth is, I actually was also lying to myself, because that's how sneaky our conscious minds are. And our conscious minds are part of our egoic reality. And our egoic reality is always trying to keep the status quo. It's to maintain the status quo no matter what. And it's the one that creates the lies. It's the one that says to you, don't worry, Loretta, you're definitely taking it easy. You should be getting a naughty badge because you've slowed down so far. Well, actually, the truth is, there were no naughty badges to be handed out, because my body told me the lies that my mind was telling me. So if you are interested, curious about learning a new paradigm of health, about learning a paradigm of health where we take responsibility for our health, where we become our own healers, where we connect to that innate inner wisdom that allows us to become our own healers, then I would urge you to join my Masterclass Series. It is a low investment. It's 270 Rand if you register every month. You get a 20% discount if you pay up front for all 12, so it makes it 225 Rand a session. It happens once a month. If you can't make the live session, I send you an email with the recording link so you can do it in your own time. Every single session will have a theoretical component and it'll have a practical component where you can actually apply the tools and techniques, just as I applied a particular tool that I know, an intuitive process, to actually discover, what did I create from this? What is it teaching me? Where was the magic? And I'll tell you, the magic in this experience was I heard nothing else. I'm 53 years old. I fell over a dog. I fell onto tiles. I banged my head on a very, very heavy wooden structure on the edge. And all I have is a split in my scalp, which my husband says probably needed a stitch or two, but I didn't bother doing that. And a bruise. Nothing else. Okay. No other repercussion. No, I didn't bruise anything else. I don't know how. It's probably because I was half asleep. So, that was the magic. And, it's time for me to let go of this idea that if I'm not busy, then I am not a viable human being, and that I have to work so hard in order to achieve anything in my life. That is a lot of bullshit. It's time for me to let it go. And what's true for me to create, it's true for me to create simplicity and ease and flow in my business and in my life. And I access that information through this intuitive process, which I'm going to teach you sometime along the course of these next 12 months. So if you're ready, if you're curious, if you want to learn how to live according to the dictates of your spirit and not according to the fear-based reality of your ego, then I invite you to join the Masterclass Series. The first Masterclass is happening on Wednesday, the 24th. They'll all be on a Wednesday. I think I marked them all for a Wednesday at 6 o'clock in the evening. They will all be recorded. If you do register, you will receive the recording probably on Thursday, and you can work through these in your own time. Each session is also going to have an opportunity for you to ask questions and for me to help you, actually, to coach you through a question that you may have. So you get to have one-to-one coaching. You never have to share with anyone. You can turn your camera and your sound off. No one even needs to know you there. But if you are the kind of person who doesn't mind asking questions and who actually doesn't mind sharing what's going on with you, then you have an opportunity to actually be coached live as well. So that's the end of my punt. Just remember, your body never lies. Your mind almost always does. And that's why God put the clues in your body. So don't bypass the body, my friends. It's a wealth of information. If you want to learn how to tap into that body wisdom to become your own healer, and you're not ready to make a massive commitment to your health, but you do actually want to explore this new paradigm, you've got 12 masterclasses running over 12 months, and we'll be exploring everything from unlocking the secrets of your body to understanding how the energy dynamics work in your body, to understanding how your relationships make you sick, to the tools and techniques that can allow you to access your own wise inner healer. If you know of anyone that can benefit from this, please share this with them. I will put the registration link in the comments, and I hope to see you there on Wednesday.